Sometimes I wish it was easier, in fact, to sue the media when they out and out lie, and there are huge repercussions. And I say this because Fox News and right wing media lied to MAGA repeatedly about our economy and other things, the Biden economy. Why are so many people, why were they under the impression that the economy sucked? It couldn't have been just because of inflation, because inflation was getting more steadily better for us. It just wasn't reported. So this business about, well, unless people are seeing it themselves in their own personal wallets, they think the economy sucks. That's true only to a small degree. That is not by any stretch the full story of what happened. It was this daily drumbeat by things like Fox News and Newsmax and right-wing talk radio and Elon Musk's corrupt Twitter with all the bots and trolls and the propaganda, the Russian propaganda. Everybody pushing this notion that our economy was in horrible shape. The economy was in horrible shape under Trump because of the preventable pandemic and a number of other things. His tax cuts for the wealthy, his incredible spending. He ran our debt up more than any other administration. And people don't even understand this. His people, the MAGA base, yes, they are idiots. But a lot of this was just the media reporting what people thought, what people's impressions were about the economy without actually reporting on the economy. We had the lowest unemployment, I think, in most of our lifetimes. We had gas prices. Look, I'll just read you a couple of these things because the New York Times has a piece out that Peter Baker writes, the America that Mr. Trump will inherit from President Biden when he takes the oath for a second time is in better shape than that bequeathed to any newly elected president since George W. Bush came into office in 2001. Think about that. How come MAGA voters don't know this? Yes, some of them are stupid and they're going to believe anything. But I think that there were some people who, had they gotten accurate information, might have felt differently, might have voted differently. But they were given the wrong information and they voted accordingly. So no American troops at war, murders are down, illegal immigration is below where it was when Trump left office, and the stocks finished their best 2 years in a quarter century. So gas at $2.79, the stock market 43,492, annual inflation 2.2%, folks. That's darn good. Unemployment 4.1. It is absolutely insane that there are MAGA people out there, and actually some not even just MAGA, that are under the impression that the economy has been bad. In fact, the Biden economy is so strong that it helps out the rest of the world. Literally, the rest of the world benefits from the very strong Biden economy. So we can kiss that goodbye, right? And now we hear Elon Musk, elected to nothing, probably is in this country illegally, if you read some of the stories from when he was younger. And he is out there saying, we're going to crash this economy because we have to tear it down in order to rebuild it. And it's going to hurt. And we have Trump saying, well, yeah, Trump who said he was going to lower grocery prices. Now he's saying, yeah, we can't do that. That's too hard. Well, that's what he promised. And so, of course, the Walmart CEO jumps out there and says, yeah, we're going to keep raising prices. They're taking advantage of us, folks. They're lying to us so that the rich get richer. The oligarchs get wealthier. We're already, run by just a small handful of very, very, very wealthy people. And I think that Trump is going to simply spend the next 4 years letting people buy these favors. They're going to be looting us. They're going to be, we're paying to make the oligarchs wealthier. And Trump wants to be an oligarch. So he ran this time so that he could stay out of prison. And now when he leaves office, and I think this is an indication maybe he does plan to leave office, he doesn't want to be president for a third term. He wants to be an oligarch. And so the next 4 years will be about stuffing his pockets and the pockets of his friends, who then in turn will stuff his pockets. That's all it is. And we are the ones paying. We're going to be sicker. We're going to die earlier. We won't have health care. We won't be able to afford groceries. We won't be able to afford rent or mortgages or buy new homes. It's going to be very, very bad. The tariffs are going to wipe us out. And it didn't have to be this way. Again, the media misrepresented, misreported, and refused to report the truth about the strong Biden economy. And so the strongest economy that anybody can remember in decades is about to be tanked so that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and the others get richer. And then a lot of very wealthy people whose names are not household names. This is all about them now. And I don't know how we recover. In my lifetime, can we recover? I mean, it could take generations to recover from this type of looting that's about to take place. So, do I blame the media? Yes. I wish there was a way there could be a class action lawsuit of some sort, or even a singular lawsuit against, Fox News, Newsmax, anybody that misreported on the Biden economy. We've long been taking the media to task for basically the reporting of he said, she said, he said, that type of thing. That people think the economy is bad and they start doing these polls. Well, the polls are reflecting the misinformation or the lack of accurate information or any information, the true information on the economy, the Biden economy. The polls reflect that. So do we have to do a better job of calling them out? I don't know. I know a lot of us were kind of screaming from the mountaintops. Stop reporting what people think and give them the proper information so they can then think about things properly. You can't lie to them or not do your job as journalists. You can't not do journalism on the economy and then go and poll people on what they think. You want to poll people on what's happening with the weather outside, but you're going to pull the drapes and put blindfolds on them so they can't see the weather outside, and then ask them, what do you think the weather's doing outside? Well, it must really be raining, or it's really dark out, so it must be thunder. They're getting ready to have a big storm because I can't see anything because it's so dark. This is what's happening. And it's one of the reasons why it just made it easier for Trump and Putin, Elon Musk to go in there and, propagandize their way into ruining our country, which is about to happen in a couple of weeks. So the New York Times has this piece out now, 2 weeks before Biden leaves office, finally saying what a fantastic president he's been. What a fantastic administration the Biden-Harris administration has been. What an incredibly great economy. Healthy to the roots, to its core. Not, the price of eggs or even a blip in the price of gas. Now they're doing it. Where were they before? Where was the New York Times and mainstream media before? Especially when they see what what kind of show Fox was. What they saw what Fox News was doing. What they saw what Elon Musk was doing. Newsmax and all this garbage. And some of the outlets that we used to rely on for accurate information, like CNN, still playing that same game. He said, she said. The corporate media doing what corporate media does. Now they don't even hide it. Now the owners, the corporate owners, are making editorial decisions, as we saw with Jeff Bezos. When he found out that his editorial board was going to be endorsing Kamala Harris, he said, we're not endorsing. That also happened with the LA Times and a few other places. That's not journalism, folks. And it's very, very dangerous. I don't know how we crawl out of this hole. Independent journalism. I do my part here on YouTube and my Patreon podcast by the same name. I'm going to be starting a Substack soon, and others are. And we promote each other's work. We highlight the truth and real journalism and accuracy. But it's getting more and more difficult. I'd like to think that the American people can do a better job of seeking out accurate information. But again, the people that we need to do that simply won't. They turn on Fox News and they just believe whatever garbage they're told. They don't even know that Fox News was sued and lost a lawsuit from Dominion for lying about them, about the voting machines. Fox News viewers don't even know that. Some are just stupid, toothless, rally-going idiots that believe whatever they're told by anyone. Others might be people who think they're getting accurate information because they watch something called The News on Fox News and they think they're getting accurate information. So I think that we need to do a lot better with this. The fact that a great economy is not measured by just one or two aspects. I mean, there's a litany of things that help determine how an economy is doing. And Joe Biden was through the roof great on all of them. Inflation was getting better, slowly, but it was happening. So the fact that American people actually think the Biden economy was bad, you have to look at where they're getting their information. You have to look at how we change that dynamic. And it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. But I think it's our only path. Misinformation, lack of information, an uninformed public voting base. I mean, that's frightening. That's how you end up with the Trump. So I hope that we have consortiums on this, big discussions, lawsuits, and that we make this a very big focus over the next 4 years. We've talked about this a lot, mainstream media not doing their jobs. We tend to fall in love with our TV personalities and the folks that we like. But remember, they have to answer to their bosses too. Look what happened to George Stephanopoulos at ABC News. He accurately reported that Trump was found civilly liable for rape. The definition of rape in the state of New York, where the lawsuit took place. ABC News and George Stephanopoulos were sued for defamation by Trump. They could have won that lawsuit easily. It probably should have been tossed out to begin with. And they caved and settled. And George is still there. He didn't quit. He should have. He should have. So we have to do a better job of calling these people out. We can't wait for our favorite news personalities to tell us what to think. A lot of smart people out there. A lot of us who are economists, a lot of people who are historians, a lot of people who have run campaigns, who know politics, who have worked on Capitol Hill and understand this stuff, that can help keep it straight. And I think that we need to be mindful of listening to the experts instead of just the people with clever tweets or Nepo babies, things like that. So we all, each individually, have our work cut out for us. And then we're going to find a way to work together too, because there is, I don't want to say safety in number, but there's power in numbers. And if we organize, maybe if we just make sure that we all are on the same page on a few key issues, I don't know. But we know that people are turned off, people on our side are turned off of cable news on TV. Fox is still thriving. We have to deal with that. So I don't know. We call them out more. We try and do it on Twitter. Elon Musk is burying us on there. It's dangerous when we don't have a way to get the truth out in what people still think is the greatest country on earth. We do have a great economy. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did, in fact, go and make America great again. But Merrick Garland and our media made sure that it wasn't going to stick. So it is up to us, isn't it?